Okay, before you quit your job, hear me out. One of the hardest truths that I've had to learn in recent times is that there is no career path that is easy. In a generation where we've been taught to chase the next thing and chase our passions and follow the wind, we really need to pause to ask ourselves, what is this even all about? I personally do not subscribe to the passion chasing culture of our society today. Hi, I'm Valerie, and if you're meeting me for the first time, I am a lawyer, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a storyteller, I'm in my 20s, and sometime last year after law school, I made a decision to go down a path of being a storyteller instead of going down the traditional path of working in a law firm as a full-time lawyer. When I went down this path, I somehow had the idea that it was going to be much easier. I thought that storytelling was going to just be fun and easy. But a few months after making this decision, I was soon hit with the very fact that this is one profession that demands even more structure than working in a regular 9 to 5. And so after a few months, I began to envy people who had stable jobs because I felt like my life was all over the place. I could be working here today and be doing something here the next day, and there was just no stability. But I knew that if I decided to go down this path, I had to look at it head on. No one told me about the mental work it takes to be a creative. As a lawyer, I'm tasked to draft contracts regardless of how I feel, regardless of my mood. If my boss asks me to do something, I have to do it. But when I'm working as a creative, my mood, my lifestyle, my life choices literally affect every single thing I do, every single video, the way I talk, my inputs, whether I'm motivated to shoot. I have to check the hours when I feel like shooting. But all of these things were not my problem when I was working in a law firm. But hear me out. I am very, very grateful, and I'm not in any way trying to sound ungrateful. Working as a creative and a storyteller has allowed me meet people that I could never imagine meeting in my entire life. It has enabled me to step into rooms, to have meaningful conversations, speak to people, have experiences that I wouldn't have had if I was working a 9 to 5. Now, is this a video about telling you to quit your 9 to 5 and stop working? Definitely not. But this is me telling you to be grateful for what you have. There's someone out there who wishes that they could work in 9 to 5. There are many times when I have looked at my friends and people who are working 9 to 5s and I've wanted that life, a life of stability, where you know where your next income is going to come from, where you know that as long as you show up each month, there is a salary waiting for you. And there's someone out there who is working in 9 to 5 who is looking at me right now and who is like, oh my God, I wish I had the freedom that Valerie had, but they don't know how mentally taxing it is. So what is the point of this video? I literally just put on my camera, and I think the point is, thank God for where you are. Be happy with your life and focus on where you're going. We live in a world where we're constantly being thrown information about where every single person is going, and it begins to make us feel like we're slow in life or we're living lesser lives. But you're not living a lesser life, and there is no career path that is easy. So if you choose a path, stick with it. And I pray that God gives you the grace to stay long enough to see the value in the path that you've chosen. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.